now is dental therapist Asma Hansrod. Assalamu alaikum, Asma, and welcome back to Urban Woman. It's been a while.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, we had a good sabbatical. So it's good to be back now.
Absolutely. And with this weather, you know what? This topic is so apt. People suffering with sinus and stuff. But you know what? Before we jump into that, I just want to show our listeners that are watching us on Facebook right now and YouTube that I have a ticket to give away. There's it. I think you can see it now. It's complimentary ticket for Jurassic Museum taking place at Saxony Westwood Mall, 28th, 29th, 30th June. I'm going to open up the WhatsApp line. So let's keep it simple. All you got to do is just drop me your name, your surname, and name one dinosaur. And the good thing is that this is not limited to just children. Asma, so you can also go, right?
I can also go. It
you
looks
can
exciting.
absolutely
Let's
have a look at that. Have a look at that. So the ticket prices generally are 170 Rand for adults and 150 for kids. So remember that you got to mark your calendars because yes, Jurassic Museum is coming for 3 days only, and it will be roaring to life at Saxony Westwood Mall from the 28th to the 30th. So it's perfect for the school holidays. Bring your kids for a day of adventure and excitement. Buy an all-day pass to Pure Venom's live reptiles and crocs and the Jurassic Museum. There's a free entry to our food stores and market. So dive into delicious treats and discover great bargains throughout the day. Now remember, if you want more info, take these numbers down. 083 628 5801 or 082 757 3531. Then you can also just send a DM at _Jurassic_Museum_ for quick responses. So I have 4 to give away quickly. All you got to do is come on, educate me. Educate me. I want to learn some of the dinosaurs that are around. I have a little client that comes and he loves his dinosaurs and he'll tell me about all of them. But Asma, talking about dinosaurs, you know, they have huge teeth or had huge teeth, right? And of course, it's so important that we take care of ours. Now, share with us about sinus infection. If somebody has a sinus infection, can it also affect our teeth or create a toothache?
Yes, so a sinus infection can cause dental pain. The most common sinus infection site that causes dental pain is the upper or the maxillary sinus. The sinuses, teeth, and gums all share similar nerves that can transmit pain signals. So inflammation due to a sinus infection or dental disease can press on these nerves, leading to pain. A person may interpret these signals as dental pain. So sometimes, like now, there's a change in the season. Indeed. And people get seasonal sinus. That's minus those who have sinus throughout the year. And very often it can be confused for dental pain.
Absolutely. I know when my sinuses start,
your teeth start hurting.
Yeah, they got a bite. I can feel that. What about the opposite? Can a dental infection also cause a sinus infection?
Yes, and on the other hand, a dental infection can cause a sinus infection because the back portion of the teeth is close to the upper sinuses. The teeth sit very close to, or the roots of the teeth sit very close to the sinus floor. So sometimes when your sinuses are filled, it puts pressure on the teeth and then you feel like you're having a toothache.
Right.
But with a dental infection, if your tooth is infected, then sometimes it can leak into the sinuses. And then you get an infection from the tooth leaking into the sinus, which in turn leads to pain. And then you feel like, okay, I might have a sinus problem when it's actually your tooth. But if you have a lot of risk factors like a history of jaw dental pain, a history of or a history of an ex-dental infection or current infection, or if you have an old root canal that's giving off an infection, then you can actually get a reinfection of a root canal, and it can leak into your sinuses and give you pain. But typically these are treated with antibiotics, but you should visit your dentist if you feel like you're taking sinus medication, it's not helping you, or if you feel like it's coming from a particular tooth. You should visit your dentist. They can do an x-ray
Yeah.
and then they can check for you.
How confusing. I'll just say, how confusing. You with
Yeah,
me?
but you don't want to lose a tooth
Yeah.
because of sinus pain, and you don't want to be taking antihistamines long term
Absolutely.
because of a toothache. So it
That's
works
so
both
true.
ways.
It works both ways. I love how the body is so interrelated. Now, all the answers are coming through. They are naming the dinosaurs indeed. They want to win these complimentary tickets, and why shouldn't you? I mean, the option is there for you. Let's talk about a sinus toothache. What's the difference with a sinus toothache versus a regular toothache?
So a doctor will look at the differences in symptoms to help diagnose a toothache that a sinus infection is causing or one from a dental problem. A sinus infection can cause an interference with your sense of smell, or one sided nasal obstruction, or a stuffy nose, or a runny nose. Signs that may be different from sinusitis and that can indicate a dental problem are like dental pain with temperature changes, such as when you're eating or drinking something hot or cold. You get a bit of facial swelling, you get gum swelling near the tooth, or you get a pain near a tooth that has had dental work. Remember, I mentioned sometimes an old root canal can act up
Correct.
again. So, as I said, an x ray, a panoramic x ray, that shows your sinuses and your teeth. That can tell us exactly where the problem is and what's causing the
So
problem.
don't think it's mums if you get a little swelling around your face. Now, you know what? Share with us. How do we actually get some, or how can we get some relief for that sinus toothache related symptoms?
Okay, so if you have a sinus infection, the best way to get rid of your tooth pain is to target the backlog of mucus. So if your symptoms are mild and have lasted less than a week or so, you can usually take care of it yourself without seeing a GP. As I said, like antihistamines, decongestants, you get those nasal sprays or drops that help unblock your nose and allow you to breathe easily. You should use them, but you shouldn't use them for more than a week unless you have like a chronic sinus infection. Then people use antihistamines and nasal sprays all the time.
Right.
You can also apply warm packs to your face to help soothe the pain and help your mucus drain from your sinuses. Not too hot, just warm
Right.
packs, along the area. And then you must clean, the inside of your nose. Also, it's important when you're sleeping, when you're resting, to position your head in the best drainage position. Like it must be slightly tilted or propped up. Lying horizontally can cause backlog and continued pressure, but sleeping with some of your upper body propped up is a better way to drain the mucus, and it helps the pain go away.
Makes a lot of sense.
And then oral hygiene, that's also very important. But I know it's hard to practice good oral hygiene when you have tooth pain, and in the area of your upper jaw, if you feel like it's swollen or uncomfortable. But it is important to maintain proper oral hygiene. So try your best to brush gently, or even if your teeth are feeling a bit vulnerable or the gums are feeling vulnerable, use a soft toothbrush, and make sure you're keeping your teeth clean so that doesn't make any issues worse. Sometimes if you have an abscess or an infection and then you're avoiding the area, then plaque builds up there, and then it causes more of an infection, like a outer infection of the gums. So it's very important that you always maintain dental hygiene, or try, even if you're having toothache.
Thank you so much, Asma. Absolutely wonderful, always connecting with you. And now, because a lot of people will be suffering with sinuses, I think I'm one of them as well.
Yes.
Not really
But the
bad.
best way is to try and treat your sinuses first if you're not sure, and then see a dentist thereafter if you're having persistent pain.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. You know what? I wanted to ask you to read out these names of the dinosaurs, but maybe we can do that in a bit. But it's time for a break, and we're going to listen to Mulana Venka. Of course, he's studying the Holy Lands, and Asma, there was a very fortunate brother. I'm sure you've also heard about him. Whole of South Africa, perhaps the whole world, is talking about him, and then his mom, subhanallah, going pure. Imagine that, how loved were they by Allah Azza wa Jal.
That hits so close to home because we had just performed Umrah as well. Remember, and we lost my mom.
That is so true.
2 days later.
Subhanallah, she went to the Holy Lands. So, it's so important that we also hear from an alim, because we as laymen sometimes can't take the lessons. Because whatever Allah Azza wa Jal allows to happen, there's always lessons for us. So we've asked Mulana Venka to please send us a voice note, because, there is there's obviously technical issues to connect. He's still in the Holy Lands. But when we get back after the break, we'll be listening to some of that he has to say to shed a different perspective that we, as I say, laymen can't really see and maybe draw from that inspiration, inshallah. Stay tuned. We'll be playing that in a bit when we get back. Urban Woman, sponsored by Vada Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold, diamond, and platinum jewelry.